So I've had a little change in medication recently. I was already on Abilify before, but now I'm on a little more in this transition period. Me and my doctor agreed that it would be good for me to have like a little backup medication in case like my brain starts getting a little, you know, out of control a little bit or if I needed it. So I actually took Abilify a different time too in high school, and that was when I was doing really well, and I ended up being taken off the medication completely to see if I could like do everything on my own because I was on such a little amount. But that ended up ending terribly. But I'm gonna talk about both experiences with Abilify now and then, and the side effects of everything, how it's working for me, etc. Um, So I guess I won't go in that order, but both times I've taken Abilify on lower amounts, I've done pretty well and been pretty stable, I guess. I think during big transitions in my life, things get a little more wacky and I might need a little more. But I gotta say, like, on the lower amounts for me has worked a lot. There was a time when, after being off for a while, and I went to see a general doctor for, I think, my foot that I had hurt. This is a complete other story, but I was really, really manic, and I hurt my foot because I was like kicking walls and like running on it a lot. But basically, he put me on 30, which is the max amount, 30 milligrams of Abilify, and that just destroyed like everything. Not destroyed everything, but like I was sleeping all the time in classes everywhere. I could not see clearly. Like my eyesight was like all like it was so bad. um I was supposed to see a psychiatrist after that to kind of like figure things out, but my manic self wasn't that responsible or remembered that at all. So I didn't do that until I answered a call later, like, oh, you need to do this. And I was like, oh. um, but in high school, I would say it worked pretty well for me for a year. I gotta say, I did gain a little bit of weight. I pretty sure that was because of the medication because that hadn't happened to me before. Um, but oddly enough, it hasn't really happened this time around. It could be the age difference, I'm not sure. I've also noticed that sometimes I have like low blood pressure. Not sure if that's because of the medication either, or maybe it like makes my blood pressure a little lower. But like when I stand up from like sitting or lying position, sometimes my vision goes like black, and like I have to just like stop for a while and regain composure and just my vision, I guess. um but there was that too. I think in general though, like those side effects are a lot better than other medications I've dealt with. Like Olanzapine was an insane, like I saw an insane increase in weight with that. Like I gained like 20 plus pounds on that in like a few months, like maybe even 1 month. I'm not sure about that, but it was kind of crazy that time. And I tried Libol V2, which is like kind of an olanzapine derivative. Um, that knocked me out for like a day, and I was so scared to try that again because I was like, I am literally like bedridden because I couldn't even lift my head off the pillow without feeling dizzy. It was a mess. I have heard that like people have taken that for a longer period of time. They've gotten over that point. So it's not like it's gonna be like that forever. But I was just so scared of that. I was like, I have somewhere to go and I can't risk that happening again. And I think that might have also been because of the gabapentin that I was taking at the same time. It might have really decreased my um, blood pressure. Because if my blood pressure is already low, medications that cause it to go lower will be like pretty bad. Besides that, I have heard and maybe experienced like dry mouth and like increased sexual drive. Yeah, like I guess before taking this medication, I never really like had issues with that. I still don't have a lot of issues, but I have noticed that like it like I can think about it more and just it's I guess something that I never had to worry about before, but now it's like on my mind sometimes. So that can be a problem if you've already had like high libido or whatever. But there's a few other side effects too that I haven't personally experienced, and there's also like a bunch of dangerous ones too. But in my experiences, it hasn't really there like most of the side effects I feel like for medications, not everyone will feel, some will have the other ones. But for me, Abilify has been like the best medication for me that like takes me the farthest mental health wise and also with the least drawbacks. So honestly, I would recommend for that because just compared to the other antipsychotics, it has been the best. Um but yeah. And I know in my last video, like I guess I'm gonna segue off to like the other part. So if you're here for just the um Abilify review, you can just like click off if you want. I'm just gonna review like what's been happening in my life recently after my last video because that one was kind of like a big downer and I want to kind of update on that. So I think after that one day of really like weird sleep and everything, I got really scared and worried. And the last video I made was like a day after that. So I think that since then I've slept a lot better. I haven't had any issues. I also went up on the medication a couple days ago. I have been a lot more tired since then, and that's not something that I love, but it's something I can deal with if I really need this to be stable during this transition period. Um, I think things are going relatively well, so there's like not a lot to worry about right now, at least in that area. Like no mania rising out of the framework, I guess. But yeah, so I think a lot of things are going well right now, and I did push my work starting date a little bit, like by a month. That's not a little bit, but so I can prepare better and like just get everything situated with the apartment first, and everything like that. So yeah, I think that is it for this video. Yeah, and if you like this video, please just like hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. But I will see you guys next week.